So sexual quality is mostly determined by psychological factors. This generally means how focused your partner is on the actual sexual experience rather than just thinking about other things, having their mind wander. Maybe they're worried about insecurities, maybe they're anxious, they want to perform well so they're anxious about that, or they're just daydreaming because they're not that interested in the sex and they're kind of bored, whatever it may be. If there's nothing bringing your partner in mentally in order to invest them in the experience, keep them in the moment, and have them actually focus on what is happening to them physically during the physical act of sex, then the sex is going nowhere and the sex isn't going to be that good. So one of the biggest factors in psychological stimulation and keeping your partner invested and focused on the experience is what is called novelty. So what is novelty and how do we use it in our sex lives to improve the sex that we can provide? Novelty is basically anything new, any new stimulus that you are receiving. So any type of variety basically that you're adding into the sex, something new and exciting. That is novelty, and it has been shown in many experiments in humans and non-human animals that novelty is extremely powerful in sexual attraction, sexual arousal, and sexual motivation. It's often more motivating to seek novel sexual experiences for many animals than it is to go back to the same old thing we have been doing. Now, this doesn't mean novel as in new sexual partners and all that kind of stuff, and we should not be monogamous ever, and we should all be in open relationships. That is not what novelty means to us as humans. Novelty is just anything new, anything exciting, and that is not limited to new sexual partners. And in fact, new sexual partners will actually decrease sexual quality because you won't be able to get as invested and focused on the sex with a stranger than you could with someone that you know and care about and have connected with on a deeper level than just let's bang tonight and then never see each other again ever. So novel sexual situations for humans can be anything. It can be spontaneous sex, it can be loving sex, it can be more dominant sex, it could be degrading sex, it could be all these kind of things. Faster sex, slower sex, more foreplay, less foreplay. It's any type of variety that is basically creating a new experience. That is novelty. And it is extremely arousing. It's one of the most arousing things that you can experience in a sexual experience. And so you can add these things by just adding variety to your sex life. Variety is such a great way to create novel sexual experiences that your partner is going to automatically love because it's exciting and new, and that's extremely arousing and sexually motivating for them. And then whatever you're doing physically, they are going to be focused on that. They're going to be focused on you and the sexual experience because they want to see where it's going, because this is exciting and new and who knows where it could take you, right? So you can add novelty by doing basically what I mentioned before. You can change the timing in sex. You can change the location in sex. You can change your physical techniques, and that is where physical techniques are actually useful, and different things that you're trying to do physically are actually useful because if they represent something new and something your partner is interested in focusing on and excited to see where it goes, then you're adding that psychological component through your physical actions. So it's kind of a win-win. You get to do a new physical thing that you've never done before, and that in itself is creating a psychological stimulation that is extremely powerful and exciting. So novelty is pretty awesome, and like everything in sex, it is enhanced by communication, by being open with your partner. That way they are not afraid to try new things with you. If your partner is hesitant because they're insecure or they're anxious or they're maybe feel like they might get judged for what they do or say or try, then this is not going to work. And so you have to really build up that communication, that rapport with your partner, that connection, in order to kind of make this experience possible, make variety possible, and all this experimentation that could take your sex life and probably will take your sex life to a whole different level of pleasure and excitement and amazingness. So psychological stimulation, it is the most important factor in determining sexual quality. So sex is mostly a physical act, right? You have to actually do things physically in order for the sex to actually happen. However, where the pleasure is derived, that is from the psychological states. How focused you are on the sex, how immersed you are in the experience, and how aroused, horny, and passionate you are. These things are all kind of intangible things because they're happening in your mind. And it is our job as great sexual providers of amazing sexual experiences, to ensure that our partner is basically achieving all of those mental states. They are aroused, they are focused on the sex, they are present, and they're comfortable in the experience. And so by adding novelty and excitement, that kind of hits on all of those things. Humans are all about interesting things and seeing new things and experiencing new things for the most part. In sex, this is extremely motivating, so use it to your advantage and create better sexual experiences by adding variety and creating novel sexual situations. And yeah, there you go. Your sex will be so much better and it'll be awesome. And that's all I got. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye guys.